Okay. Welcome, chat and YouTube. This is going to be a Wednesday night Mythic Society weekly event. So you know we're going to be brewing something special. This is something I've actually been working on for a couple days now off stream. I've been trying my hardest to make Kaldheim cards work in Vintage, and this is what we came up with for Narfi, Betrayer King, and Ascendant Spirit. Calling this Snowstill. The idea is we are trying to leverage and make standstill not as symmetrical as it looks. So the way you do that is by either playing an Ascendant Spirit before you play a standstill, in which case uh, can spend your mana and make this into a very large attacking Spirit Angel Warrior creature, and your opponent is forced to break the standstill, in which case you draw a bunch of free counter magic, counter all of their relevant things, and kill them with the said Snow Spirit Angel Warrior. The other way is if you have a standstill, you can play a standstill out having no creature in play, and you just go to hand size and discard Narfi, Betrayer King, who has the ability to return from the graveyard to the battlefield using snow mana. This is not casting a spell, so you do not break the standstill, and you get a large 4/3 attacking snow zombie wizard. It's been working actually very well. I had my first iteration of this deck was mono blue splashing demonic tutor. I asked Chains of Mephistop, please, renowned standstill expert, how to make the deck better, and they came back with Drown in the Lock, and that has actually improved the deck quite a lot. Also, the inclusion of some Brazen Borrowers and 4 Energy Fluxes helped quite a bit as well. So far in leagues, I think I have gotten 3 4-1s and a couple 3-2s. I found the combo matchups to be very playable, pretty good. You're favored. I found the shops matchups to be favored for us with the 4 energy fluxes, and then I found the bazaar matchups to be completely unplayable, even when I board in a million cards. I have not won a single match versus a bazaar deck, but I have a very high win rate against combo and shops. So I don't exactly know how to make the bazaar matchup playable. I guess I could do more wastelands. That might help, but even then, it just doesn't ever feel like enough. So yeah, that's the deck. We almost ready to start this tournament, I think. So we should be entering round 1 fairly shortly. Let's take a look. All right, so this is gonna be round 1 against Sandy Dog. Sandy Dog is always played combo in Vintage, and that is true tonight as well. It looks like they're trying out the Birgi God of the Storytelling Underworld Breach combo deck that Musa Sabi placed top 8 in the Mana Traders 15K. This deck's really cool. It's a cool take on Underworld Breach. It's got a Tinker Citadel package, a bunch of tops so that you can leverage Birgi / Horn of Arnfail Horn of Bounty. A really, really cool deck. So let's see how this goes. I would assume this matchup is pretty reasonable for us, seeing as we have about 1 million counter spells, but it could always go the other way. Let's see. What do we got? We have a library hand, and I don't actually think the opponent's deck is super fast unless they choose to make Tinker Us on turn 1, so I think this is pretty reasonable. We also have like very good counter magic to go with it, so. You'll notice we are playing a Library of Alexandria. It is a card that I have memed on and said is not very good in modern Vintage. However, I actually think recently the way the metagame has been trending, Library is actually okay. It's still slow, and it it still has all the same problems that I've echoed before. However, people are playing longer and more drawn out games of Vintage recently. You'll see like Uro decks and Deathrite Shaman decks that are kind of on the rise in popularity. And so sometimes you can actually make this work. Here does not look like it's going to be one of the games where we can make it work, as I'm going to probably have to Force of Negate this and then Mindbreak Trap whatever counter magic they have. The problem with Force of Negating this and Mindbreak Tracking whatever counter magic they have is we have no follow-up action. So the best thing we could draw off the top is Standstill probably. I mean, the card that is forcing LOA to be bad right now, Log, is a card that was printed in 1993. So, I mean, I theoretically could let this resolve and try to win on the back of my library, and I don't think that's an unreasonable. I just don't think that's how I wanted to play this. If I did not have Mindbreak Trap in my hand, I actually think that I agree with you, and that it's like pretty unlikely that I would counter Ancestral with a counterspell backup. But it's not a bad draw. We're pretty much not going to be on Library unless we draw Standstill. So I think playing out the Lotus so I can hardcast a negation is fine. Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely would just go on the Library plan if I had no Mindbreak Trap and only had a Force, because it was pretty clear that opponent had some backup. I didn't actually end up getting to read chat while I was doing the intro. Hopefully I didn't miss anything super important. Opponent's deck is not a Mystic Sanctuary deck, so it's not as important to Exile Ancestral, but they are an Underworld Breach deck, so you still get some value there. No. I got Matt's announcement right before I started my intro. No need to worry there. I don't really want to counter a top. I think I would counter like a Horn or a Breach, something like that. That would actually have value. I guess not right now. I would not counter a Breach, but you don't like Drown in the Lock? I think Drown in the Lock has been quite strong for me. I killed a Sphinx of the Steel Wind, which was pretty impressive, I would think. Look at that. That is oh man. Damn, 23 months? We've almost been doing this for 2 years, Cho. Wow. I appreciate that, Cho. As much as I meme you, I do appreciate you. So thank you, your power, the old man powerful wizard with a 23-month resub. Wild. Yeah. So this is obviously not Force of Negationable. It's combos very well with top. And of course, like every other spell they could cast. Not yeah, I mean, it's tough because I don't feel like we would have been able to stay on Library very long if we had not had let the Ancestral go. But we seriously needed a ton of help here, and we didn't draw any help. I'm pretty sure the only way we can really come back out of this is if we can find an Ancestral, something to play, and the ability to oh wow. And the ability to like maybe put a Standstill down. Our deck does play a lot of lands because we do not play a lot of do not play a lot of Moxen. So you do want to be drawing you do actively want to draw lands while you have a Standstill in play. So it's a little bit of a tug and push and pull. Tug and tug or something. I kind of think I might just negate this now. It's a little awkward, but gonna keep the Lotus around. Maybe we can cast a Force of Will if we draw it or something. I'm not really sure that this game is very salvageable unless we can find one of our heavy draw spells. Yeah. I mean, let's see. If they don't have enough mana to play a Horn here, which is very good for us. Standstill is not exactly a great draw off the top because they do actively have a 3/3. So I would have to draw pretty well. That is an interesting one. It does, in fact, race a Birgi. Huh. Okay. You know, I did show I do have to show that I have shields down because I have no cards in hand, but I needed to play this land to ascend my spirit without using my Lotus to play my spirit. However, we do have the ability to make this spirit into a warrior. And then on our next turn, we can make the spirit into an angel. This, unfortunately, we have a swamp and a library. So this is not a Mystic Sanctuary. However, it is enough to turn our angel into a whatever comes after angel. I'm not 100% sure what technically comes after angel because it's not a change. It's not a change in type. It's just a better angel, I guess. Maybe I'm supposed to hold this one in hand. I probably was supposed to hold that one in hand. All right, now we're going to get tinkered and die. So we just drew one too many lands here. I actually think that if we were to draw a counterspell on this turn and then a land on the next turn and start getting to draw cards for attacking, we might have been able to be okay. But now they're just going to tinker, and I just think we're probably dead, but I'll just F6 and see what happens. We kind of needed to draw one more action spell. We drew exactly one action spell, I guess, this game. Oh, I guess this works as well. Yeah, so this is like would clock my opponent fairly quickly. Next turn, we would make this into a 6/6 that draws a card, and then we would kill them on the following turn. So I think we're very dead here. Yeah, so they play. Yeah, I mean they have Birgi out. So unfortunately, we just did not acquire enough resources to combat what opponent was doing. I feel like opponent. If I was the opponent, I probably just would have tinkered a Citadel, but I'm not. I don't know. Like, we're very dead now, right? They can just use, like, the Opal to play for blue. So even if they missed. All they had to hit, though, was any artifact, not me. If they hit any artifact in their entire deck, then the Opal is turned on. So I don't really think it's... I guess they didn't have that many brain freezes, right? So maybe it's a little greedy. This clock's so fast. All right. So currently there's only one more blue source. However, they could cast a bunch of the Moxen. So I'm pretty sure no matter what, they're going to be fine here. I'm going to let them play it out. I'm just a little interested in making sure. I mean, theoretically, the Citadel can brick, right? If they were to hit, I don't know, Force of Will as their first card off of Citadel, I just make a 6/6, attack them down to 6. They draw the Force of Will. Maybe they could brick again, you know? Oh, right. These opals don't get exiled. That's fair. Yeah, Underworld Breach, great card. All right, so we are dead. Let's just concede and go to the next game here. Yeah, see, this is the card this is this is the card I wanted to draw for the last 4 turns. I think if we drew this before we drew this, we probably just win this game straight up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we just drew our cards in the wrong order. It's a little unfortunate, to be perfectly honest, because I felt like that was a very winnable match. So our opponent's got Jailers, Lanterns, a bunch of Pyroblasts, which is annoying. We're already obviously very pre-boarded for this. We get to bring in Hydroblast, and then we can choose whether or not to bring in Leyline. I actually think I like to bring in one Leyline, just as a way of making my mulligans better. Dead of Winter coming out, and I actually like Double Borrower here. Oh, what up, Squee? Appreciate that. Powerful wizard. I'm not actually sure what I want for the last cards to take out though. Oh, strip mine is like pretty terrible. Leyline, obviously, yeah, not synergy with Drown in the Loch, but I think the upside is high enough. Maybe you just take out one Drown in the Loch because of that. I don't know. I'm not boarding in all 4 Leylines because this is not a combo. Like, while this is a combo deck, it is not a deck that needs to beat Leyline or needs to win through Breach. Is it a deck that has to win through Breach? No, they can. This deck actually might have to win through Breach. I guess they can attack with a Birgi. I guess that's probably good enough. No, definitely not a Flux deck. Definitely not a Flux deck. You just only bring in Flux for shops. Yeah, they can just brain freeze me. I think it's nice to have a Leyline, and we can cast Leyline. I just don't think you want to bring all 4 of them. So we are we gonna get baited by another Library of Alexandria hand? God, it will. Like the other hand was actually good and had library, whereas this hand just has library on the play. I'm kind of inclined to just pitch this one back. I don't think so. No, asphalt. I'm kind of saying it gives me more options. Think I am just gonna put the gush away. Well, I'm gonna put the borrower away. I don't think we need the borrower. Yeah, I would have probably kept the other one on the draw. Maybe we should be taking out Leyline on the play. Possible. I don't know. Like I would have probably. Sorry, library, not Leyline. I mean, the last hand with library was really good, and we just had all they had to do was not have ancestral, not me, right? Like, there's almost no spell. There's like very few spells I would counter from my opponent's deck on turn 1 besides ancestral. And even if if I didn't have Mindbreak Trap, I probably wouldn't have even countered ancestral. So I mean, there are definitely hands of library on the play that I would. Holy shit. I think I'm supposed to negate this one. All right, well, Black Lotus is gone, and we still technically have a counter spell. The opponent can cast a Tinker through this counter spell. An opponent does know about the Drown in the Loch, but they don't know about the Flusterstorm. So if they have Tinker and think they can resolve it here, it's pretty good for us. Is this an Upkeep Mystical? Upkeep Mystical does not play through Drown in the Loch. This is like pretty awkward because if they get Ancestral, it means I can't pump, right? Oh, I guess that's true. Tinker would put Crypt in the graveyard. You're totally right. I don't know. We could just pass and hold everything up again. I should just fetch a Underground Sea here. Maybe I'm supposed to take out the Swamp in this matchup. Oh, I guess I should have fetched the Swamp so I can pay for this Spirit. Interesting. I didn't really think about that. I was too focused on all of my counter magic. I mean, hopefully we draw a land, I guess, and then we can Flusterstorm a Tinker. I don't know. I guess that's the play. I mean, we've drawn pretty well this game, I think, because I think we just kind of wanted to draw land. Plus, we drew land Fluster so far this game, which I think are probably our best 2 draws. They're at 9. This Mana Crypt has been a friend. Are they gonna tinker it away? Oh, they have a Birgi. Oh, they have an Underworld Breach. Okay. I'm just gonna fluster the Ancestral because we're so far ahead right now. I just want to tempo my opponent out of this game. I'm always happy when my opponent's Mana Crypt is as angry as mine. They don't know about this Flusterstorm, which makes it even better. Yeah, I definitely should have fetched a Swamp off of that other thing so that I could pump this twice, but you live and you learn, I guess. All right, so opponent's down to 2 cards. They have an active Mana Crypt. Not a bad place to be. All right, we did draw another island, which I think I'm going to hold in my hand. That way opponent doesn't know that this is going to go to 4. Okay, well, they're at 4 now, so they need a Pyroblast. They do have a bunch of Pyroblasts in their deck, but they're mostly in the sideboard, so they brought in... oh, wow, okay. It's a bold Time Walk. We drew our cards in the wrong order in game 1, so we lost game 1. They're at 1, they can't fetch anymore. But now they're definitely dead. We don't even have to play it, but pump our thing. Unless they have a Pyroblast. Yes. Birgi did, okay. Are they gonna, they're not gonna Time Walk, right? They're gonna cast Ancestral. Yeah, Brandon's like very unlucky. I played against Brandon a lot at this point, and I have to say Brandon is a fairly unlucky player. It's pretty impressive coming from someone who loses a lot of Mana Crypt flips themselves. All right, we get to play game 3, which is great. Big fan. Yes, I think they might have lost every single one. Yeah. Do I want to make any changes here? If I'm bringing in ley lines, I guess library also gets a little worse, but I just want to bring in 1 ley line, you know? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in 4 ley lines. What if I just go drown, library, ley line, Narfi? Jace? Jace? Just ley line them? Ah, it feels so weird to be bringing in all these ley lines. I don't know. Nah, I kind of just don't like it. It's no, I think 4 ley lines is super fine versus an all-in breach deck, but my opponent is just so far from all-in breach. Like, they're closer to a PO deck than anything. How do we draw library in all of our openers? I mean, God, this is... I wish it was a good library hand, but it's just not. It's just not good enough. All right. Mulligan it is, I think. Commandeer. Interesting hand. I'm gonna try this one, I think. Maybe I'm supposed to put away the Commandeer rather than the Cruise. I kind of just want to keep the Commandeer. Though I don't really think there are great spells to Commandeer from the opponent. I guess we can Commandeer a Horn. It does feel weird to build a deck called Snow and not have Astrolabe in it. But yeah, I just did not feel like... Astrolabe was helping this deck in any meaningful way. Maybe if you wanted to play other colors. Wow. How much did Brandon mulligan to? 5? Man, if they kept a hand on the back of like an Ancestral and we Commandeer it... Woohoo! Should we Commandeer a top? Nah, I don't think so. That's an interesting Magic the Gathering card. I kind of want to preordain and find better things to do with my life. Wonder if I'm supposed to fetch an Underground Sea. Even though he doesn't pump our spirit. The Drown in the Lock, Underground Sea, Ascendant Spirit synergy is not exactly very high. I think I'm supposed to fetch an Underground Sea. There's no days in my opponent's deck, yeah? No days, okay. I like a Narset would be pretty sweet here. Oh, they have a mental misstep. Okay. I'm gonna play this Lotus out just so I can threaten Hardcast Negation and Flusterstorm. They have one card left in their hand, so hopefully they go all in on something and I commandeer it. That would be the play. Though I guess it's pretty hard for them to go all in on anything with the amount of mana they currently have. The only thing they can really go all in on is a Tinker, I guess. Or maybe an Ancestral. Their deck does not have Dax. No. Their deck is the Musasabi Birgi list. I mean, if we commandeer a Tinker, we're getting a Sapphire, so it's not the strongest. It's not the strongest take. All right, here I think a fetch land is reasonable. A Jace. I'd love a Jace. I think I just want to play the Jace off of this Lotus. I'm going to just hold the Spirit so I can pitch it to Commandeer if I need to. They might have a Pyroblast, but depends on what they saw. Is a Tinker? I don't really think it's correct to Commandeer a Tinker. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to Flusterstorm it. Just doesn't make a lot of sense to Commandeer it. We're using a little bit too much value. I don't want to tunnel on this either. Chat, do not let me tunnel on the epic stream value of commandeering something. I love commandeer probably to a fault. But a lot of the time it's obvious it's not very worth it. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this and cast a Ponder. Scratch that. I'm going to cast multiple Ancestrals, hopefully. I'm gonna pitch this Spirit. I don't think it's very necessary. Yeah, that's a feel good right there. Misstep's already in the yard. That should probably seal the game. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. We actually don't get to cast 2 Ancestrals this turn because we didn't draw any lands this time. Then we draw 1, 2, 3. Well, we just don't draw lands. I see. Okay. We would draw infinite counter magic though. So, all right. Very nice. Yeah, I do feel that Breach and other combo decks are a very good matchup for us. We're obviously heavily geared to that in our main deck, so much so that our Dredge matchup becomes pretty unwinnable. But the things you really want to play against are these combo decks. So. Okay, 1-0. Okay, chat. We are now in round 2 of the Mythic Society Weekly. We are playing against Juan. Juan is a Golos Stacks mastermind. Tonight on a spicy version, including Gigantha, Emery, Tinker, I assume, Tinker, Balance, Time Walk, Tutor, Ancestral, Smokestack, Spine of Isha, Chromatic Lantern, and the classic Nimble Obstructionist in the sideboard. You don't make them like Juan does. It's a beauty. Oh, this hand's nice. This hand's nice. 2 basics, a Sapphire, counter magic. I'm in. They do have a they have a choke in their sideboard. What? If we get choked, Choke is not something that I want from my game of Magic, you know? All right. Opens with a Workshop, 5-card hand. Sapphire, 3 cards remaining. 2 cards remaining. This Force of Will looking quite... 1 card remaining. 6 cards. Statue. Yo, imagine if we had a comment... Wait. Oh, they put the Gigantha in their hand. Put the Gigantha in their hand. Okay, all right. The question becomes... What do we do? I think the answer is Ponder. This Drown in the Loch is pretty dead versus our opponent's deck currently, though the Flusterstorm is the more obvious pitch. Let's start with Ponder. Negation, Narset, roll. Well, I think we're definitely keeping all of these. So they can't play Gigantha this turn. I do think it's very valuable to have a negation. Probably they can't cast the Gigantha yet. I do think having a negation is pretty valuable here. I do think we... The problem with Scroll is that it will get rid of our Narset if we cast it. Is scrolling for Ancestral better than just playing a Narset next turn, though? So I'm ordering this negation on top. And then scroll our Narset underneath. It does technically stop Ancestral Recall, yes. Yeah, it does technically do that. I mean, Narset draws almost as many cards as Ancestral. And I get to choose which cards. I think this game we need to find relevant blue cards, right? Isn't Narset the best way to do that? I don't know. I guess Ancestral could be the better way to do that. It does draw us into more lands. All right. Well, I mean, I guess I'm willing to go scroll. I guess let's try it and find out. Oh, I should play a land drop first, though, here. I have to play out the Delta to play around Wasteland, but also to play around... Actually, they don't have Spyglass in there. No, they have 1 Spyglass in their deck, okay? They're now 1 away from casting Gigantha. They can now cast Gigantha. I definitely want this Crypt to resolve, though, so... All right, so we are not going to allow Gigantha to resolve. I think we just want... I mean, we could technically wait and get Narset and Ancestral, but that does, to me, seem a little bit worse than just casting Ancestral Recall right now. I guess I don't... Yeah, I think it's worse. Interesting. We will get to hardcast that pretty soon. So if they draw a creature-based threat, we don't have a counterspell. But if they draw anything else, we have a negation. That turns on my Drown in the Loch. Fool. Wow, I mean, they did hit a Golos. Pretty good. Fool, you've activated my trap card. Let's see. I think it makes sense to get the Spirit going. I'm not 100% sure that's 100 true, because I do kind of want to play this Narfi. With the active Mana Crypt, having a Narfi and an Ascendant is probably going to be fast enough for 1 counterspell to do the job. I guess it depends on what they draw this turn. Yeah, that is fine. That resolves. So I'm no longer playing the Narfi. I'm just going to try to draw another blue card, and then we're just going to ride the 1 Spirit to victory here. I guess it's better to hold up. I think this is fine. Wow, my opponents have lost a lot of Mana Crypt flips tonight. Running hot. All right, opponent is done for. I kind of agree. Okay, so we get to bring in our 4 energy fluxes. Opponent is bringing in Red Elemental Blast, which kills energy flux. Probably a choke. I would assume Choke and Red Elemental Blast is what my opponent is bringing into this matchup. I would like a Brazen Borrower as well. Dead of Winter. Not really feeling it. Should be able to battle with Drown in the Lock. This has got to be the best Commandeer matchup possible. Opponent has some heavy hitting non-creature spells. So I kind of want all of my counter magic. Maybe what we'll do is we'll take out Mental Misstep, Ataxian Probe, Flusterstorm. Misdirection is pretty bad, I guess. How many? Well, they have Red Elemental Blast. Not great. A misdirection target. They have Ancestral as their only misdirection target. Yeah. I think this looks fine. There are some cards in here that are not great, but we boarded out 4 cards that are pretty bad. So 5 cards that are pretty bad. Yeah, I think this looks good. Let's do that. All right. Yeah, this hand's fantastic. Force, 2 mana on turn 1, Jace, Flux. I'm in. Keep. Buried Ruin go? On 7? I'm confused, chap. What does that mean? Huh. I don't think I want to deploy the Flux right away, right? Isn't it better to just play a Jace to start with and maybe play the Lotus out? Fluxing right away is just losing my jet for no reason. They don't have Ravagers in their deck. They just have they don't have Ravagers in their deck. So I can just play that out. I'd like for them to play Workshop something else. Sure, don't care. And still. Huh. Creature too? So if I pitch Drown in the Lock here and I play Ascendant Standstill for a full 5 mana, that does leave me in kind of a bad spot if they cast something that mattered, I guess. But then I would get Break a Standstill. But then the problem is then I can't force something that mattered. What could matter though? I feel like there's not many things that would really matter. I guess a balance would be pretty good. Didn't they lose a bunch of lands? I think I'm gonna try Spirit Standstill. The problem is Flux is pretty hard to cast because I didn't hit a land drop on this turn. If I hit a land drop on this turn, Flux is pretty easy to cast. All right, so we're both drawing 3 cards here. But I think that's fine. Like, they're not probably doing very much else with this turn. We're gonna hold up a bunch of counter magic next turn. Yeah, okay. It's still probably, I mean, this is kind of okay. Okay. All right, I'm gonna just pitch this. This plus this. I'm gonna hold open up all my counter magic, I think. I really needed to draw a land with the Jace lootings so that I could play a Flux on the next turn. But my Flux is getting a lot worse the more my opponent draws. Might just not be good enough in this match, which is kind of unfortunate. I could have played around this by not making the Spirit Standstill line. I'm not really convinced that I played this game in a way that is the most efficient. It's possible on turn 1 I should have just played an Energy Flux and lost my jet. I'm not convinced. Not convinced. But then they just don't play things and wait until they find their red elemental, which I guess isn't a given. But I guess they would have just played something for turn and then cast Ancestral, but I would have countered it. I'm not very convinced that I played this in the best possible way. Lands make any color. Yeah, this Flux is getting a lot worse right now. I don't actually know if this Flux is going to be good enough unless we draw 2 Fluxes. And for that, we still need to hit more lands. And we lost our Jace looting because they broke the standstill. I don't really see this as something to fight over. Like, we have an active Spirit attacking. We have a bunch of basics in our deck to go fetch. I could have maybe... I think I'm short on dig by 1. I'm short on dig by 1, so I could only dig in response to that. Pumping might be better. Demonic is interesting and bad. Yeah, I kind of agree. Though they have a mana crypt out, and we have a creature in play. If we ever draw another land that is a snow land, we get to pump it to a 4/4 flyer, which clocks our opponent very fast. They have so much mana, and we only get 1 piece of counter magic this turn because there are 2 spheres. I might have been supposed to counter one of the spheres just so that I could play Trap and Force on the next turn. So this is a 4 mana spell currently. Arn. They're only going to have 4 mana left. I think I have to force Karn. This is based on their graveyard. The dig should be castable at some point in this game. See what they have. Can only be a 2 mana spell. Oh, they just put the Gigantha in their hand. Oh, I didn't even see this. So I guess they could have been a 3 mana spell. I'd like a land drop. Land drop, please. Fetch land is better. Okay. I'm gonna hold open all my mana still. I'm not gonna make a 4/4 Ascendant or anything like that. I don't think Fluxes in this game's cards. I don't really want them to sacrifice their mana crypt. Though I'm not convinced I'm going to be able to trap anything here. I think it's going to be force pitching Flux, and then I can actually still dig at the end of turn. And then we can untap and pump this if necessary. If a Gigantha resolves, it's a snap resolves. If a Gigantha is cast, it's a snap resolve, because I can make it a 3/5. I can fly over it. Not worried about a Gigantha very much. Arn. I am worried about that one. Don't really want that resolving. I think this is a little bit too much for me. Maybe I'm wrong. This could be pretty beatable as well. Maybe. But I was pretty sure I was going to force there, so... I have to use my entire graveyard, but oh, I mean they're at 11. They have a mana crypt, so I'm pretty sure here I just want to go basic island borrower. I mean, we just fly over constructs. They're almost dead. So currently, demonic costs 4. I could play a flux on this turn. I'm just not 100% convinced that's what I really want to be doing. I just don't know how good flux is actually here. I don't really want to. I don't think dropping the spheres is actually good. They lose 4 mana probably, maybe 6 mana, and they still have a lot of mana. They drop like maybe they just drop crypt. They use crypt to pay for soul ring, drop crypt, drop sphere. They use 1 land and chromatic lantern to pay for chromatic lantern. They still have like 7 mana. I think this borrower will be better. I guess I could also like take the commandeer and hope to draw a blue card. Or demonic for a blue card. Maybe that would have been better. Maybe I'm just supposed to demonic for force. I can technically do that. This Jace was pretty bad in this game. I can pump and hold up. Can't even mind break trap. I think I'm supposed to find a force of will. Oh, this costs. What? Weak. 1, 2. Oh, I'm at 5 mana. All right, I miscounted then. I wish I had hard cast trap. I don't. I guess we're pumping. We can still. I think we're supposed to pump here. Do we threaten lethal? 7, 6. Not. We may threaten lethal. 7, 4, 9, 7. I guess we're going in. They have a Gigantha and 2 unknowns. What could they possibly hit? No, I don't think so. I think we're supposed to attack for a 4. I guess we could technically flash in a borrower. Yeah, maybe that was better. Oh, this is lethal now. It's what was my logic? I guess it's could die to a crucible, not a crucible. Yeah, holding up a 5 mana borrower is better, right? They would go to 8. They would go to 9, and then we could still flash it in and do 7 if they lost flip. Yeah, I think holding this open was better. Well, I just gave them the shot to win here. Oh, they are going to go for Sphinx of the Steel Wind. I have that beat. I have Sphinx beat. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. They could have gone for Spine. That would have actually worked. Oh! Yeah, I still have 6 mana, right? Or I still have 5 mana, which is enough. Petty theft. GG's, Juan. Juan's decks are so weird. Very cool, though. Chromatic Lantern style. Okay. Yeah, I definitely think that this was not a game where we were going... we could have put... This game could have been very different. This game could have been incredibly different. If we had chosen to, like, Flux on turn 1 or something, this game would have been completely different, which is interesting. Do we just win 2-0? Oh. All right, so there's still some matches going that we can watch. Great. That doesn't beat it immediately, Squee, so I think it's a worse line. Okay, chat. Where are we? We're here. So we got paired down in round 3 of the Mystic Society Weekly, and we're playing against Fabian, who's been playing Death and Taxes for a few weeks now. They have Archons, Leonodian Arbiters, Luminarch Aspirant, Spirit of the Labyrinth, Mother of Ruins, and all kinds of Thalias and Path to Exiles and Wastelands. So, as I was just telling chat, I'm not 100% sure that this was a good thing. Ooh, if they don't have a turn 1 creature, this is a good hand, right? What's the chance they don't have a turn 1 play? So they have 3 Mother of Runes in their deck, and then they have 6 Moxen. I mean, I have a Brainstorm off of Lotus to shuffle away things, so it's probably fine that I keep. Pass, pass, pass. Oh, it always has they always have a... Oh, we're so dead. We're so dead. We're just super, super dead, aren't we? It's going to be like Thalia Archon. Yeah, this is a really rough pair down. I don't think we can win this. This is not what I wanted. I wanted to play against the combo deck. They're not going to name Revoker, right? I mean, they're not going to name Lotus, right? That would be silly. All right, maybe I wasn't allowed to keep this hand. Oh, wait, opponent is not on any caverns. I should have mulliganed to Force of Woe. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Oh, man. Ascendant Spirit is what they named. They could have just cracked the Lotus and named Lotus. Yo, what is up, people from Doomwake's channel? Hope you had a good Mana Trader session. Did I get my play points back? Or not my play points. Did I get my channel points back, Doom, or did you take them all away? I feel like I lost all my channel points. I bet against Doom. I don't know. I think I'm very dead in this game, though, aren't I? This is unfortunately not castable off of this. Well, I guess the hard cast is actually castable off of that, but... yikes. I figured I might lose my points. This is not the land that I wanted to play, because this is the one that searches for Swamp. Oh, I guess I'm going to search for Swamp. I guess technically we could just play a 4-3 next turn. Maybe that's good enough. Maybe that's just good enough. Good God. What did Devin end up going? Oh, that is really bad for me. I really did not want to get paired down into Death and Taxes. This is a problem. Getting paired down here into Death and Taxes is just not good for me, I think. All right, I will hard cast a Narfi, Betrayer of Kings, off of my Black Lotus. Come at me. This is exactly how I pictured my match of Vintage going. Oh no! Why does this keep getting worse? All right, I can draw Dead of Winter. It's fine. It's fine. I can draw Dead of Winter. It's fine. Oh my God, this just gets worse and worse every time I look. All right, so let's brainstorm. I have a Dead of Winter in my deck. Okay. All right, these standstills gotta go. There will be no standing still anymore here. Not yet, because I don't have the mana to do that. You know what comes into play? Tapped, and I need triple snow, right? Attacking here does nothing, though. I wanted to brainstorm. What are you talking about? How did I get strip mined? Yeah. I'm just gonna force this. I can't really have two of these happening. I can't even return this now. You would have locked me out of returning my Narfi, Karate. This is why you're a C tier wizard. Shit. I'm so dead. I'm just like not remotely close to being able to play play this. All right, I can bounce their Thalia this turn, right? All right. They'll never see it coming. No. I just block. Holy shit, chat. Why does it feel like they drew exactly the right cards? Whatever, man. I don't care anymore. Doesn't matter. We can't win. It's fine. Wait. We can draw Dead of Winter still, right? No, we need one. All right, this dig through time has to work here. Oh. Thanks, Asphalt. Appreciate you. No, we're fine. We just cast this dig through time and we find basic island Dead of Winter. Dead of Winter, please. Why? All right. So I can take Island Time Walk, right? That's the best line. Wait, can I play Jace Time Walk? No, I can't play Jace Time Walk. I can't even play Island Time Walk Return Narfi, can I? So I have to go Island Time Walk, right? So I guess I could bounce something this turn, maybe. I just want to draw Dead of Winter. Is that too much to ask? Apparently. I'm pretty sure I cannot walk plus Narfi with a Thalia out. I guess I should have fetched there to thin. No, I don't want to shuffle all those dead hits. I can't even draw like Ancestral into it because of the stupid Archon. So I just have to naturally draw. I have to just naturally draw it right now. Dead of Winter. Dead of Winter. Unlucky. Oh, I guess that's true. I can't even fetch. I should have fetched last turn then. I should have played my fetch so that I could fetch a basic. Yeah, that was actually really bad. I misplayed that, chat. In the future, what I should have done is played Polluted Delta, Time Walk, and then that way I could fetch for an island, play an island in Dead of Winter. Or I would have lost, I guess, to this Thalia. Yeah, that was pretty bad. All right, I think we probably should have mulliganed our hand. Let's bring in another Dead of Winter. Another Dead of Winter. You thought I had one, but no, I have two. Two Dead of Winter. I'm frozen. Why can't I? My clock is ticking down, but I can't select cards? Weird. All right. Negation's gotta go. Commandeer's gotta go. Misdirection's gotta go. I guess we can just bring in a bunch of Tabernacles. Maybe some Jailers? I don't know. Doesn't really help me. I really don't have enough cards to bring in for this matchup. I guess we can take out Flusterstorms and bring in... What am I bringing in? None of my cards do anything. I'm so sad that I really should not have kept the hand that I kept. It was just a pretty bad misplay. I really did not like this pair down. This is not one of the matchups I expect to win. My deck is not geared towards Luminarch Aspirant, I can tell you that much. That's true. Opponent did kind of high roll their opener, right? They did have both Mox and Black Lotus. I guess that is fair. I just didn't realize they had no caverns, though. I could have gone to a Force of Will. Yo, we're totally getting baited into this hand by Library, right? God. I don't think I'm allowed to keep this. Even if I go turn 1 Ponder, doesn't really work, right? I have to go turn 1 Library, draw, and then activate. Ah. It's probably bad. There are Jace Vern's Prodigies in the deck, and there are also drawing to hand size with Library. Alright, whatever. I'll take the bait. I really don't know how I'm supposed to win the matchup. I guess Dead of Winter is the right answer. So I kind of feel like this is an avenue where maybe I can come and do something powerful. Okay, never mind, chat. This is the one non-basic in my deck, so I should have seen this coming. I would have probably boarded out Wastelands if I were my... Oh, what the hell is happening? There's only 6... I just wanted to play Magic, chat. I just wanted to play some Magic, but it was not allowed. It was just not allowed. I'm just literally... No, I should have fetched. I'm just too tilted. I'm too tilted. I'm so tilted. It's fine. It's whatever. I just didn't want to play anymore. It just wasn't worth it. It was worth it, chat, if I had just fetched. Whatever. I don't really care. Whatever. I can't come back from this, right? Even if I draw a non-fetch land here, I'm just dead. Whatever. Fucking. What a joke. Would I have been able to win? I don't know. I don't really care. Much to my surprise, chat, we have acquired the 2-1 buy into min cash. So there will be no round 4 recorded for this video. Crazy.